Anyway, welcome everybody to the Youngevity product training webinar. My name is Todd Smith, and I am going to be the presenter tonight. This is the first of 3 webinars we'll be doing tonight. Okay, how's the sound now? Is it any better? Testing, testing, testing. Okay, well, apologize for that. Not sure what happened. Sometimes the technology does that to us. Excited to be here with you. My name is Todd Smith, and I have been with Dr. Wallach and his company now for over 16 years. And so I've seen a lot of fantastic, amazing things happen in those 16 years being a part of it. But let me tell you a little bit about my background. I was first introduced to Dr. Wallach and his program through my parents. And what had happened is my wife and I had just had triplets. And I was full-time in school. And with the brand new girls, with 3 brand new little girls, I ended up needing to spend more time at home because they were premature and they needed my help. So I had to choose between staying in school and keeping my job. And because of the fact that I didn't think they'd let me back into the school program, I decided to stay in school, and I had to find another way to support the family. And I was looking for some ideas. I went up to Idaho where my parents lived. I was talking with my dad about some of these ideas, and he said, well, Todd, let me show you something. And he mixed me up a drink. He said, here, Todd, drink this. And not having seen him in the kitchen too often, I asked him what it was, and I smelled it first. And he said, Todd, I'm not even really sure. It's some old stuff that comes out of the mountains of Utah. Your mom brought it home from a friend, and she started drinking it and got rid of her heel spurs and arthritis and slept better and had more energy. And he said, I started drinking it, and he says, you remember the injury in my shoulder? Well, that's gotten better. And he said, this stuff is amazing. You need to go and see if you can become aligned with it. He said, these are some friends of ours that we get it from. We're just customers, have no idea, but I think they're doing pretty well with it. And that was my introduction. So I went and met them and talked to them about it. And then in time, I listened to something that actually caught my attention and told me, hey, this is something I could do. So anyway, I will share more about that as we go on, but that was my introduction clear back in October of 1996, and I've been with it ever since. Let's tell you a little bit of background about it. First of all, founder of our company is Dr. Joel Wallach, who is both a veterinarian as well as a physician. He has published over 75 articles in scientific and medical journals, defeated the FDA 7 times in court, and Youngevity is the only nutritional company to receive FDA-authorized health claims. Youngevity was founded to improve both the physical and financial health of people throughout the world. And as you see on the screen there, Dan Graham says, people need what we have and they aren't getting it anywhere else. Dr. Wallach was the lead scientist in a 13-year government study on the health of animals and people. In fact, his job was to identify the cause of death of these animals. And in the course of that 13-year study, he performed over 20,000 autopsies on over 450 different species of animals. And in fact, 3,000 humans for comparison. He took all that research and compiled it together into that textbook for veterinarians. And that textbook's been used in every veterinary school in the nation now for decades, and in fact holds a place of prestige at the United States Smithsonian. The research that came out of that and that he put into that textbook was then used by the agricultural world, and they were able to eliminate 900 diseases in the animal world that still plague humans and double lifespans. Okay? And what Dr. Wallach tells us is that these strategies that work so well in animals will work in humans just as well. So the advantages we have is, from a veterinary background, is we have the idea of treating disease without surgeries and drugs, because you can't afford to do that in the agricultural world. You know, there's only so much you can spend on a baby chicken, and so they had to find inexpensive, regular activities that they could do that would prevent the diseases from happening, and that's what they did. They used this concept of essential nutrients, and the research that Dr. Wallach did and then has implemented in humans with over 35 years now of using these animal formulas on humans as well, he's identified that the humans need 90 essential nutrients in order to stay healthy. These are nutrients our bodies cannot produce, and so we must consume them, and if we don't get them, we're going to wind up deficient and we're going to wind up sick. So what are these 90 nutrients? Well, they are 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 to 3 fatty acids. And as Dr. Wallach says there, it's all about the results. We're a results-driven company. You give your body what it needs, and the body will do amazing things. So we have two different options for our 90 essential nutrients. We have the Healthy Start Pack, and we have the Classic Basic 90. Both of these packages have all the 90 essential nutrients. Healthy Start Pack just has more, plus it has some extra nutrients. It has 115 fruits and vegetables and things like that. The Healthy Start would be like the Ferrari of health. The Classic Basic 90 would be like the Cadillac. Both of them fantastic vehicles. One's just a little performance. Not only do we have great products that make a big difference, but they're also an incredible value. You can see what you'd have to consume in liquids and capsules and tablets, powders, just to equal what we get in one product with Dr. Wallach. In addition to the Healthy Start Pack and the 90 for Life, 90 Essential Nutrients, Dr. Wallach has also introduced us to a number of other products that are extremely beneficial, but it's a way that he's put nutrition in products we use every day. Things like coffee, right? Second most consumed beverage, second only to water, and he's found a way to put antioxidants and vitamins and things in the coffee. How about energy drinks? Well, Dr. Wallach has found ways to put the nutrition in the energy drink. So rather than getting revved up on caffeine and things like that, this is where you are getting vitamins, minerals. You're replacing what you're burning up and what you're sweating out through exercise, and he puts it into a fortified nutritional energy drink. How about chocolate? Well, everybody likes chocolate. What if you could eat a piece of chocolate and get the antioxidant value of 23 servings of vegetables? Well, that's what Dr. Wallach has done. How about weight management? Everybody wants to lose weight, but what if you could do it from a healthy standpoint, where you give your body all of the raw materials it needs and satisfied, and then you don't have the craving for the empty calories? Well, that's what he's done with his Slender FX weight management program. These are just some examples of the many products that he's got. In fact, we've got over 600 SKUs in our product line. But the 90 for Life, the Healthy Start Pack, is the core to our product line. And the additional products then serve as petals to that flower. They are add-ons, if you will, to our core message of 90 for Life. So, what do we need to do in order to know what products that we need to take? Well, everybody should start with the 90 for Life, or the 90 essential nutrients. Everybody needs those every day that we're alive, and that's where we start, people. And Dr. Wallach has what he affectionately calls the secret sauce for particular health concerns or illnesses. Okay, in fact, 80% of the diseases or illnesses that we encounter can be categorized into 4 main categories. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about these 4 main categories and what package a person should take depending on what category that they fall in. Now, that brochure and that CD you see on the screen there are extremely helpful in answering these health concerns. But I want you to understand that if you know what category your disease falls in, then you know what package to take, and it works really, really well. So let's start with the first category, blood sugar imbalances. Okay, there's a whole bunch of health concerns that fall into this category, but basically anything that is tied to, linked to, or a result of having imbalance of blood sugar would be in this category. Things like attention deficit and hyperactivity, adrenal failure, anxiety, and bedwetting, bipolar disorder, cardiovascular disease, depression, diabetes, dizziness, excessive thirst, sweating, or urination, elevated cholesterol and triglycerides, fainting spells, fatigue, hyperactivity, hypoglycemia, infertility, learning disabilities, memory loss, migraine headaches, moodiness, narcolepsy, night sweats, obesity, peripheral neuropathy. These are just a few of the health concerns linked to sugar imbalances. And again, you can refer to these in that brochure and listen to that CD, but just know that these are all ones that are related to this concern. In order to understand blood sugar imbalances, we need to understand that there are literally hundreds of chemical processes that have to happen, and have to happen at the right time and in the right order, in the right place, in order for the body to balance blood sugar. And there's over 23 cofactor nutrients that the body has to have present in order to do this effectively. Okay, so in order to solve and support and promote healthy blood sugar levels, Dr. Wallach recommends the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. And what is this? Well, it starts with the 90 for Life, or the Healthy Start Pack. And then he adds to it a product which has more of those specific cofactors that tend to be deficient when we have blood sugar imbalances. And that product is called Sweet Ease. Okay, so you can buy every one of these bottles separately, or you can buy them as a package. The Healthy Blood Sugar Pack will save some money. All right, category number 2, calcium deficiencies. Now, another word to add to this, to calcium deficiencies, is hard tissue disorders. Okay, so you'll understand this better when I give you some of these examples, but things like ankylosing spondylitis and arthritis, back pain and Bell's palsy, bone spurs, bone fractures, brittle nails, calcium deposits, cartilage and ligament damage, cognitive impairment, depression, Dowager's hump, elevated blood calcium, high and low blood pressure, hyperparathyroidism, insomnia, irritability, joint pain, kidney stones, muscle cramps, spasms and twitches, nervousness, osteofibrosis and osteoporosis, panic attacks, PMS, prolonged clotting time, receding gums, restless leg syndrome, retarded growth, sciatica, tetany, tinnitus, tooth decay, trigeminal neuralgia, and vertigo. These are all health concerns related to hard tissue and calcium deficiencies. Okay, so what do we do for these? Well, first we have to understand that this deficiency category includes issues with our bones, our cartilage, our ligaments, our muscles, and other tissue degeneration and inflammation around our joints, bones, and skeletal system. There's over 60 nutrients needed for our bones alone. Add to that what's needed for cartilage, ligament, connective tissue, and those are all the cofactor nutrients that we need to help promote healthy bones and joints. So what Dr. Wallach recommends is a package called the Healthy and Joint Pack, designed to help support and promote healthy bones, joints, connective tissue. What's in that package? We've got the Healthy Start Pack. We add to it a product called Glucogel and that anti-inflammatory pain relieving cream called CM Cream, otherwise known by my kids as the Magic Cream. Okay, you can buy all those together in one package and save some money. You can also get them individually, okay? But add all together, that's the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. So for the health concerns that we were talking about, I'm going to go back here for a second. All these health concerns, we have to understand, they are based on a deficiency of these cofactor nutrients. In order to get these cofactor nutrients, Dr. Wallach recommends we take the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. All right, category number 3, digestive disorders. Now, I want you to understand digestive disorders can be the underlying cause of any of these other categories. So oftentimes, if you find yourself in more than one category, you might want to start here with digestive disorders, because it could just be that you're not absorbing nutrients. All right, here's some health concerns, though, that are tied directly to digestive disorders: acid reflux, allergies, athlete's foot, belching, bloating, bowel gas, celiac disease, constipation, Crohn's disease, dermatitis, diarrhea, diverticulitis, food sensitivities, heartburn, hiatal hernia, indigestion, irritable bowel, jock itch, leaky gut, seasonal allergies, stomach and intestinal pain, thrush, ulcerative colitis, and yeast infections. In order to understand this category, we need to understand that we are not necessarily what we eat, but we are what we absorb. Okay? Stomach acid enzymes, all of these things are required in order for the body to break down food and absorb it properly in the intestines. If we don't have enough stomach acid, if we don't have the enzymes, if we're not producing and secreting bile through the bile ducts and the gallbladder, then these foods are not going to break down and be prepared properly before they enter the intestines. And when that happens, we have bacteria surviving, we have undigested food passing through damaged villi and in the inside of the intestines. We end up with a condition called leaky gut, and from there we develop allergies, sensitivities, autoimmune response, if you've heard of autoimmune disease, right? Gluten intolerance, lactose intolerance, all of these things then become a exacerbation of the problem. The problem just gets worse and worse because the more we inflame the intestines, the less we absorb, and so forth and so forth and so on. And so what does Dr. Wallach recommend? Well, in order to support and promote healthy digestion, healthy absorption, Dr. Wallach recommends the Healthy Digestion Pack. What's in the pack? Well, we start again with that Healthy Start Pack. We add to it a product called Ultimate Enzymes, and then we add to that also a product called Flora FX. The enzymes has the hydrochloric acid for the stomach, the bile, the enzymes, everything in that bottle. And then the Flora are the probiotics to help with the colon. Okay? What did I do here? All right. Category number 4. There we go. EFA and cholesterol deficiencies. And again, this one, there's a whole bunch of health concerns that would fall into this. In fact, there's a question right there. Felicia Kirby from Miami is asking about what to do for acne. Well, that falls into this category. Look at that. Top one there. EFA and cholesterol deficiencies fall in this falls these health concerns. Acne, ALS, alopecia, Alzheimer's, asthma, blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, brittle hair, cardiovascular disease, cracked heels, cravings for fried foods, dementia, dermatitis, extended menopause, eczema, fibromyalgia, gallstones, growth retardation, infertility, low libido, erectile dysfunction, miscarriage, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, PMS, psoriasis, kidney dysfunction, split cuticles and heels. All of these are what we would call EFA and cholesterol deficiency diseases. We need to understand that the cell membrane of every cell in our body is made up of these essential fats and cholesterols. And if we don't have enough of them, then the cell membranes can't function properly. They can't maintain and repair themselves. And so in order to maintain healthy cells and soft tissues, like our nerves, our brain, our heart, and skin, we've got to consume large amounts of EFAs and other cofactors, including cholesterol, selenium, and antioxidants. If we don't get enough, they're going to break down and they're going to malfunction. So in order to support and promote healthy soft tissue, in this case, the brain, the heart, the lungs, the veins and arteries, okay, in order to support the cardiovascular function, the brain function, all of your nervous system, everything, Dr. Wallach recommends the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. What is that package? Healthy Start Pack, extra EFAs, and extra selenium. Okay, all of that together as a package, Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, or you can always buy them separately. So, the question is, what happens if my health concern is outside of these 4 categories? If your concern is not listed in these 4 categories that we've just talked about, then you need to start on the Healthy Start Pack, and you need to get some more information. You need to get answers from folks here on these webinars, chatting back and forth. I've noticed there's been a lot of chatting going. That's fantastic. You can call Dr. Wallach's radio show. The numbers are there. You can get with your upline. You can get with Dr. Glidden. All of these things are ways that you can find out if there's any secret sauce that you can add. But you know at a minimum you need the Healthy Start Pack. You need all 90 essential nutrients for life. Here's also some helpful do's and don'ts. One of them, natural whole foods. Consume green leafy vegetables. Consume high antioxidant ORAC foods. High protein meals and snacks, and drink plenty of water. Things to avoid. Avoid margarine. Use butter instead. Avoid carbonated drinks at meal times. Avoid fried foods and vegetable oils. Avoid processed meats with their nitrites and nitrates. Avoid processed sugars, pesticides, and pollution. How do we increase our success with health challenges? Well, make sure that you take your products with food. Nutrients are best absorbed when food is present, and this will decrease having an upset stomach as well. Take adequate amounts of the product. As in the agricultural industry, Dr. Wallach's formulas are dosed according to body weights. The larger the animal, the greater the nutritional requirements. So we got to make sure we're taking enough. And then lastly, make sure that you're absorbing, okay? If you're not seeing some sort of a change, good or bad, there should be something changing when you're taking these products. And if not, they're just passing right through you. So that's when we're going to look to that digestive disorders, and we're going to add the healthy digestion pack, okay? So there needs to be a change happening when you're taking these products. Within just a few weeks, you should be noticing a substantial benefit, or you should feel worse, okay? Sometimes that happens as the body tries to rebuild itself, but we need to notice a change within the first few weeks, and then we're going to tinker with it. All right. So in addition to the fantastic products and helping people with their health issues, we also have an incredible business opportunity as well. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because that's what the next webinar is for next hour. And so join us again. Okay, join us 50 minutes from now. Did I do that right? 40 minutes from now, and we will be talking about this amazing business opportunity. But let me just give you a quick overview. One is our 90 for Life message. Nobody else has it. Nobody has our Dr. Wallach's formulas, and nobody sees the reason because nobody else is supporting the body with all known essential nutrients. Secondly, nobody has Dead Doctors Don't Lie. See, that tool, okay, gives us incredible leverage. It makes it easy to share this message with people because all we do is we get them to listen to Dr. Wallach. There's a reason why that health lecture has sold 150 million copies. I mean, there's definitely no health lecture close to it. And in fact, it's in the level of like Beatles albums in the numbers sold, okay? So to have a tool like Dead Doctors Don't Lie where we don't have to sell, all we have to do is educate. We just get people to listen, and that creates the demand for the product. And then third, because of the 90 for Life message and Dead Doctors Don't Lie, when people get on these products and they experience a difference, they never want to go without. And so they continue to purchase the products. And in fact, our average customer order increases month after month, and our average customer consumption on average is 3 times the industry average. Why is that? Because our customers love the difference that these products make, and they never want to go without. And that's why we have some of the highest customer retention in the industry as well. So how do we get started? Well, we can become a customer. We can join in the business, okay? And we're going to talk more about that next hour. But the first thing you want to make sure is that you get the CDs, the books, the DVDs, the information that you're after, that you need. You get that. And so we've got all sorts of things. If you want information about your health, we've got it. If you've got information about how to build a business, we've got it. It's all available. In fact, I'll type in the website that you go to get this information. www.y, the letter Y for Youngevity, teamtools.com, and all the things you see on the screen and much, much more is available there through that website. But this is really the foundation of this company. Dr. Wallach started this company, and he started it in this industry because he knew that people needed information. They not only needed the formulas, but they needed to know what was in the formulas and why they were so important, and people needed the education. So what our focus is getting people the information. When they have the information, they can make wise decisions, and at that point, that creates the demand for the product. So we don't sell, we just educate and help solve people's problems, as you noticed through the webinar tonight. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for being on. And I want to thank everyone who's been answering questions through the chat as we've been going along. We've got a few minutes here. I'm happy to now look at the chat. I'm not going to be able to go back and read the old ones, okay? But from here on forward, I'm happy to read the chat that come up and answer as many of them as we can. All right, I'm going to turn my little auto scroll off, and we're going to start right here. What product helps adults with ADD? Okay, the biggest thing I would say for ADD is to listen to the CD called God's Recipe. I'm going to type that in there. God's Recipe, a natural alternative to Ritalin. Okay, that CD is available from the Y Team Tools site, and what Dr. Wallach talks about in there is 1, cleaning up the diet, 2, to get the basically it's the healthy blood sugar pack with the secret sauce from the digestive pack. Okay, so your healthy blood sugar pack plus enzymes and flora. Okay, so go ahead and listen to that. You'll like that CD. Let's see. Next one on here was leukemia. Okay, for leukemia and also for multiple forms of cancer, what Dr. Wallach recommends is to listen to that CD. You can see it on the screen there. Schrauser Files on Selenium. Okay, that one is available also from yteamtools.com. Listen to that CD. You'll learn a lot about cancer. You'll learn a lot about selenium and leukemia. And what Dr. Wallach recommends in that case is that a person take most of these cancers find themselves in a soft tissue. Okay, so we're dealing with a soft tissue, EFA cholesterol. So Dr. Wallach will say take the healthy brain and heart pack, and that gives you the selenium. But then in addition, for cancer, you're probably going to want some more selenium. Listen to that CD and you'll decide that. And then that is where the antioxidants come in. Okay, we have a number of antioxidant products that become very, very valuable for someone who is either trying to fight off the cancer or has already done that and is now in remission. And for any of us who are trying to get our auric points up to the levels that Dr. Wallach talks about in his book, Immortality, for these longest lived cultures who have virtually no cancer occurrence in their population. One of the products that we use for that is a product called Z-Radical. It's fantastic for helping get our auric points up in our body, able to fight off these diseases. Another one that he talks about is Cell Shield RTQ. Cell Shield has really high auric points. The Triple Treat Chocolate. Okay, all of these are very, very beneficial for getting the auric points up, really, really high. I mean, Dr. Wallach will talk, if you've got cancer, you want to be up over 100,000 auric points a day, whereas the average person needs to be at 20,000 or above, and currently the average American is at about 1,500. So we got a lot to do when it comes to antioxidants. Okay, Gail, facial hair in women, what's recommended? Well, that's usually an imbalance between the estrogen and the testosterone and the progesterone. And so what Dr. Wallach would recommend for that is to use like the Balance FX or the Bust FX products. Those will help increase progesterone and decrease the testosterone. I'm a big fan of that Bust FX product. I think that one works really well for increasing progesterone and countering the testosterone. Ray is asking for best results. He says, what should you take your, I think Ray's asking, when should you take your Beyond Tangy Tangerine? And the best time is with your meals. Okay, take it with your food. You get better absorption, it doesn't upset your stomach, and you're kind of tricking your body into thinking food is healthy. Okay, Rose is asking, what makes eczema flare up on joints of hands? Usually it's a digestive disorder, Rose. There is some sort of food allergy or digestive disorder, and most commonly it's gluten. Okay, so listen to the CD called Serial Killers. That one's not on the screen, so I'll type it in. Serial Killers, okay, and that CD is available at that website. And the other thing is because it's a digestive disorder, eczema falls into the category of an EFA deficiency and a digestive disorder. So what Dr. Wallach will recommend is, one, the healthy brain and heart pack, right? Because that's the package for the EFA and cholesterol deficiency, and then also the special sauce from the digestive, so the enzymes and the probiotics, the Flora FX, to help with eczema, and then avoiding the allergens, the gluten or the lactose or whatever it is that's causing that flare up. Okay, dental issues. Okay, John, dental issues fall into that hard tissue category, the calcium deficiency category. So we have to give the body all the nutrients that's necessary to maintain healthy bones and joints, and that package is a healthy bone and joint pack. Lupus and MS, okay, those fall into the category of the soft tissue disorders, okay, or the EFA and cholesterol. So what Dr. Wallach will recommend on that is the healthy brain and heart pack. And also, I strongly recommend you read about lupus and about multiple sclerosis in the back of his book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. There's an alphabetical listing of disease, and there's a great discussion on those diseases back there. Great job answering questions, everybody. Appreciate that. Okay, high blood pressure and recently started having nosebleeds. Okay, well that will happen when the pressure in those capillaries increases if they don't have the support to the veins and arteries. Okay, now high blood pressure can be a result of many things. High blood pressure can be a result of clots in the arteries. High blood pressure can be a result of high blood sugar, okay, and difficulty in balancing blood sugar. High blood pressure can be a result of a calcium deficiency. Okay? All of those things can cause the body to raise blood pressure. Could be kidney blockages, right? And the body will raise blood pressure to try and force that blood through those kidneys. And so what Dr. Wallach recommends for high blood pressure is first and foremost the Healthy Start Pack. Okay? Now if you show other signs like arthritis or anything like that that would also suggest that you have calcium deficiencies, then you need to go in that category, and that'd be the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. If you also show signs of blood sugar issues, well then you need to treat that one with the Sweeties for the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, okay? So, and if you've got kidney disorder, well then you know you've got blockages, and that's going to put you into that soft tissue, okay? That's the Brain and Heart Pack. So it really depends on what's causing that blood pressure, and you kind of have to say what else is wrong, okay? If it's just blood pressure, Healthy Start Pack would probably do it. But if you've got signs of arthritis, if you've got signs of blood sugar issues, and if you've got signs of blockages, right, any sort of veins and artery type of thing going on, heart disease, then you need to get those special sauce for those categories. Okay, Kim, someone who has only one kidney, should they take the same as in the Healthy Start Pack? Absolutely. Now, I assume that one kidney is healthy, okay? So if that one kidney is healthy and they just want to keep it that way, they need the Healthy Start Pack. Now, if that kidney is acting up as well, they would probably want to add the daily to it, okay? Because that's going to help flush out and keep that kidney functioning well. Rose, what enzymes do you take? There's a product called Ultimate Enzymes, and that's the one I take. What is the basic start for the gluten-free diet? Not sure I follow, Sue, what you're asking. As far as learning how, help with the gluten-free diet, there's some brochures. There's a booklet, gluten-free booklet. There's a gluten-free recipe book, all available at that yteamtools.com. As far as what packages, the Healthy Start Pack is a gluten-free pack. That's what most people do. They take the Healthy Start Pack and a gluten-free diet. Haven't known any way that an MD will write a prescription for the products and get it on the insurance. I haven't seen it happen. Not saying it's not possible, but I haven't seen it happen. Kim, again, lupus, we talked about that. That's a soft tissue disorder. It also can be a hard tissue. Okay, so Dr. Wallach for lupus generally will recommend choose one of those two packages, either the Healthy Bone and Joint or the Healthy Brain and Heart, and then add the secret sauce from the other package. An energy drink that's gluten-free, Rebound. Rebound's a gluten-free energy drink. Dale's asking about cholesterol medications. Dr. Wallach will tell us that there is no nutritional need for those cholesterol medications. So there's, generally Dr. Wallach says take the nutrition in conjunction with your medications, and then over time, with help from your doctor, you can slowly wean off those medications as your body becomes nutrified. However, there's two medications he says to get off immediately. One of them is cholesterol-lowering drugs, and the second one is any antacids or digestive, stomach acid suppressants. Both of those, he would say, get off cold turkey. There is no need to be on them, and in fact, they're making the problem worse. Okay, so everything else you gotta wean off slowly with the doctor, but those two medications you can stop immediately. Rose, I think you're asking, why does raw milk seem to make it better? And the reason raw milk will help with skin irritations and things like that is because raw milk hasn't been pasteurized and still has the natural enzymes and things in it for breaking it down and digesting it. If a person if drinking pasteurized milk is flaring up these disorders, that tells you that you are in need of certain enzymes. Your body is having a difficulty producing them, and therefore the food becomes an allergen. Okay, Anna's asking a question. Anna, you're in Sandy, Utah. Your question is a little more advanced than what we can cover in this webinar. I think we need to talk with you in person and maybe get you on the phone with, call into Dr. Wallach's radio show or something. So I'm going to ask you to get with your upline and see if you can't get in touch with myself or Blake or with Dr. Wallach or Dr. Glidden. That one's a little too much for me to handle in one webinar, especially when I've only got 2 minutes left. Okay. John, looking for something that replaces a morning Danish. All right. Well, if you're trying to be gluten-free and you're trying to replace a morning Danish, then I would look at some of the gluten-free options. There are some gluten-free biscuits. There's some gluten-free cinnamon raisin toast. Something like that. But as far as, I don't know quite what if you're trying to get gluten-free or if you're trying to replace the sweetness of it. I'm not exactly sure what you're after, John, but donuts taste good, and if you're not supposed to eat them, replacing them is kind of a hard thing with something else. But there's lots of gluten-free options. There's a whole list of gluten-free recipes in that gluten-free recipe book that's available at that website. Y-Team Tools. In fact, I've had a couple of them. There's a fantastic coffee cake. There's some amazing carrot cake. There's some really good gluten-free recipes out there. And in that recipe book, there are some that I've tried and tested, and they are wonderful. And if you can't take the pollen burst, use the rebound. Okay. Another one you can use is Pure 3X Renew cans. Florence is asking about bad breath. The thing that I found to be the most effective is actually the peppermint oil. It's just a little vial of oil, and you can carry it with you in your purse, and you can just put a little on your finger and suck on it, and that natural peppermint oil is really, really strong. You can put lemon oil or peppermint oil right in your water, put in your water bottle or your glass of water, and it is very refreshing, helps with digestion, and helps with the breath as well. Oh, Jeff, good point. The body trim is also a gluten-free option for energy, and I love the body trim. That's a great one. Good point, Jeff. Carol Lee, protocol for type 2 diabetes. Well, that puts you in that healthy blood sugar the blood sugar disorder category. So if you're in that category, Dr. Wallach recommends, to help support and promote healthy blood sugar, he recommends the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. I see there's a little bit of smack talk going on about the elk hunt. Michael, okay, which pack is good to see if the hernia will heal? Hernia is a result of a copper deficiency. Okay, it's a soft tissue disorder. Any soft tissues wind up in that EFA and cholesterol deficiency category, because that's where the selenium is with the extra copper. Okay, so it's going to be that Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. Okay, folks, we are out of time. I know we didn't get to everything, but I do appreciate Josh and many others on here who are answering health questions for people. And we're going to bring this webinar to a close. Thanks again for being with us, and look forward to seeing you in 15 minutes as we talk about the business opportunity. Contact the people you know, people, who need to make a little extra money. That's what we're going to talk about. Vitamin M for money in about 15 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.